G'day guys, and welcome back to another Wednesday night. I hope you've all had a good week and a good weekend. It's been pretty bad weather up here, raining, and just can't quite catch a break and get out shooting. So it's been a bit of an uneventful week, which is good because there's been no bans at all in Australia for guns. So it has been a week with no gun bans is a good week. So I'll just bring Jason in here. Here we go. G'day, Jason. How you going?
Welcome, everybody. Good show tonight. Some interesting topics coming up for the night. Just feels like every week just goes quicker and quicker until the next Wednesday. So,
definitely does. And the streams are getting bigger and bigger, and it's been fantastic, isn't it? Like last week, we were averaging 180 people at a time, and then by the time we clicked off, it was about 700 people watched it last week. But still, we got to break that record of 1,800 people in one night.
Yeah, that would be nice, but you keep forgetting to do the intro, so you got to do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit them now while you're watching. Links are in the description. Aaron just completely screws. He doesn't just screw up the intro; he screws up the other intro, which is this intro.
Yeah, guys, do hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and find us on all the social medias while we're there. Good news is Parler is going to be back up by the end of the month, which is awesome.
Yeah. Everyone's already upset because they've had to get looks like cloud services or servers from Russia. So now everyone's losing their mind. I mean, this is it's going to be an interesting 4 years with Joe Biden as president. The guy can barely talk. He's got massive amount of dementia. The migrant caravans have already hit the border. So the issues have already started, and the guy's not even president yet. So I think they're going to get a free ride into the country. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But, I'm not even American. I like the Constitution, respect it. I just think Donald Trump's the best president that country's ever had. So it ever will have. And I hope he runs in 2024 and gives these Republicans a bit of what for, the ones that didn't stand up and, back him up in times of need. And as we thought, like Australian politics, the swamp is way deeper than we thought.
Well, he's got one day to sort his crap out and start exposing everybody. He messaged about a week ago saying he's going to tell everyone who really did kill JFK and tell us all about the UFOs. I want to know about the UFOs. That's what I want.
He's already pardoned a bunch of people today. I think there's about 70. No one really of note. I think they're threatening him if he pardons Julian Assange. So some of the Republicans and all that. But, I just hope he starts his own party or runs again in 2024. But, they did it on purpose. They don't want a guy with 88.9 million followers on Twitter, for 4 years smashing Joe Biden. So hopefully he gets on one of the platforms sooner rather than later and, communicates with the people. I'm sure his fingers are getting real twitchy because I know he likes to use Twitter. So hopefully he gets on one of these platforms. But any of these platforms like Gab or Parler have all been criticized as right-wing extremist, racist, Nazi platforms now. So this is what they do. If they can't beat you, now they start saying, well, it's sourced in Russia, hosted in Russia now. Any politician that's on there needs to be investigated by the police and national security. And these people, hey, I'll give the left that. One thing they are, dangerous, but very, very committed. But that's what people don't realize. The left are very, very committed. That's where the right wingers and even the people, the middle of the road people or the libertarians, they're just not as committed as the lefties. They're willing to get out there and do the hard yards where people from the right just aren't, But hopefully 75 million people will be able to communicate with soon and get back on one of these platforms and let us know what he's up to.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's going to be good. So, guys, when Parler gets up, get on Parler because I will pretty much just be posting on that and giving the old waste book a bit of a flick. It'll just be sitting there in the background, pretty much not being used. So if you want to see what I'm doing, you're going to have to get onto Parler when it comes back. I think I had 1.1 thousand people on there before it closed down, and I got 724 hours before they closed it down. So, yep, can't wait because I want to get rid of Facebook fully. That's my goal, is to get rid of it.
So it's funny. I used to be on Facebook all the time for the podcast. There were 40,000 people on there. And I posted something today, but that was the first time in 4 days. Like I used to post 6, 7, 8 times a day. But I'm just even on Instagram, I'm just losing passion for constantly posting on social media. I just want to go out and enjoy my life. Probably like most watching the show. It really is becoming a drain, to be brutally honest. I like putting out the show, I like doing this, but in regards to you just feel like you have to post. I'm just losing passion for the posting part of it. So, but yeah, we've got a few of our regular guests in here. Maybe we should go through them, Aaron. We've got Conservative Sniper Hunter. He's here. Neil Constantinow. He's always a regular too. Mick Beckers, Neil H. Who else we got here? Joseph Sherman's back. Of course, our buddy Chris Miller, Decker Hex, Bagara HMR operator. He's always here. Andy 123477, a.k.a. Daniel Andrews. He's back. Bagara HMR operator. Colin Penfold, our buddy Colin's back. Peter from the NSC. Yeah, guys, we've got heaps. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll up and trying to cover as many people as I possibly can. Harps 666. Happy Hunter, of course. He's always a regular. Rod Sweets, I think we've seen him a fair bit too. JR, of course, our buddy JR. He's back as well. Yep. Jake Craig. Yeah, we've got heaps. Sorry, guys, I'm just going up. And, yeah, let us know in the comments what you've been doing.
Quite a few new guys too that I haven't seen. I'm sorry if you're not new, but yeah, we hard to see a lot of people on here because the questions go past so fast. We've got Adam Bashman. Who else down here? Dallas Wood. Tessa Shooting Ferals. And who else did I see? Nevinator. Yep, quite a few new ones too, which is always good. Aaron Johnson, new one. Sorry if you have been here, we just haven't noticed you yet. And Shane Harris, and old mate Chuckin from YouTube, he's on here as well. Good morning, Chuckin.
I was going to say we should get him on. He's a pretty nice fellow. Eric, very nice fellow. We talk a lot every couple of weeks, 3 weeks. The last one, if Eric's watching, we spoke for shit about we spoke for 4 hours. On one of the mornings, I think 10 a.m. till about 2 p.m. I think it was on a Saturday morning, Friday night, New York, upstate New York time. So he's got some good videos. So check him out too. He's tuning into our stream. Really, really nice fella. So and if you like long range shooting, the odd gun review like Aaron's and shooting woodchucks and deer, you'll like his content. So check it out.
And there's a new guy, Gorinator. Good to see you on here, mate. A new guy, and our friend Rose. Rose is back. Good to see you, Rose.
Rose,
I'm not against having them. Good stuff. Hey?
I said, where's Rose been? We haven't seen Rose the last couple of weeks. She was here last week? I can't remember. I think she was here last week, but not the few weeks before that. We did move from Thursday to Wednesday, guys, because just thought it was a lot better midweek. People like to go to the movies or do their shopping on a Thursday and so forth. And I guess it just splits the week up half, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so people are saying, they like to watch this, what is it, football? I don't really know what that is. They like to watch that thing.
Aaron's one of those guys that really should be wearing a skirt because he's not really into any type of sport. He reckons it's the worst thing he's ever heard of, where most guys are into sport, i.e. I like NRL, NFL, watch a bit of tennis sometimes. I do watch the tennis at Christmas time. Gave up on the cricket a little bit. I used to love cricket growing up, but, the Warney, the McGrath days, Michael Bevan, heaps of them. Aaron wouldn't even know who any of these people were,
Well, you like all the woke sports, like the football, taking the knee and whatever it is, tennis. You don't get more Fruit Loopy than tennis. No, I'm just into...
I'm on my knee.
Yeah, I'm just into the guns and building stuff, being creative. I'd much rather be in my shed doing stuff than watching a bunch of overgrown men kick a little bag of wind around a field.
Anyway,
before we go any further, we do have to thank the NSC for sponsoring this episode of the live stream. Thank you very much, NSC, and it's good to see this week they actually contacted the Queensland Police and I think the Minister for Police and going to ask them if they're going to release any information on any gun thefts and gun crime in the Moreton area due to their complete incompetence of releasing all those email addresses of gun owners this week. So didn't see any of the other organisations doing any of that, but they actually got hold of them and said, you got to be held accountable for this. So it's a bit of a shame that someone told me that Mark Ryan this week, our police minister, actually stood up for the police on this thing, where there's no way of standing up. It's just pure incompetence, if you ask me. And another guy I was told today at the gun shop, someone actually got hold of it, showed online, I think it was, if someone's email address and how you can find out where they live and how simple it is. So it was about 500 people's gun owners' email addresses leaked this week or last week.
Yeah, not good. Just gives us another reason why we say, registration is really wasteful and ineffective. Again, I've been saying it for about 10 years. It's a, black hole of just completely wasted money. Never goes anywhere, never makes any money, doesn't do anything for public safety, doesn't solve any crime. And I challenge anybody to debate me on that because you'll find out. I've written to the registry so many times, especially in my state, mainly my state, New South Wales, and people saying, well, it does something. So I asked them, well, what crimes have been solved? And, of course, you didn't get the answer is, well, they never say they don't have that information, but you never really get a response back or a proper response because there is no data of any crimes that it's stopped. It's done nothing.
Yep, exactly. We've done a couple of live streams on that, and I reckon we could pretty much do one a month and we'll never run out of information to talk about on all that sort of topics. But thank you very much for Chris Legend for the $15 super chat. I really appreciate it. And that will be going towards ammunition for a new gun review I'm filming on Saturday. Now, this is a gun that you guys have been asked after for quite a long time. So I have got one, and we're going to bring you, I think it's going to be Australia's first review on this gun. It is going to be awesome. And going back to the NSC, it's good to finally see a organisation that will stand up to the actual police and actually get hold of them and not just kiss your ass, but actually say, we're going to hold you responsible for this and accountable, which is always good to see. Because finally we got some people who got balls and going to do that, just not kiss up to them. We don't want an organisation that just kisses up to the police and the government want them. We're going to take them on.
Was that gun you're talking about? Is that the 50 cal? No, sorry, you can't own a 50 cal. My bad.
Yeah, no, we can't. It's come from New South Wales and the stock is pinned.
Well, I'm sure people will be interested. Is that the one you picked up today we were talking about?
Yeah, and it's a pinned stock from New South Wales, but I'm going to just drill out the pin, so I've got a proper firearm where it's not pinned. So
I think some people did get it last week. I think they did get it last week from about the 30 submissions that I heard. So one of them's correct.
Yeah, one of them is correct. It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't shoot it today, but I just played around with it. It's an interesting gun, and I'm at the stage now where I like interesting guns. I've got my hunting guns, I've got my long range guns, I've got my medium target, I've got my 22s for my targeting and my hunting. So I've got all the necessary boxes are ticked. Now I just want interesting guns like this, fun and interesting, stupid guns, fun guns, things that aren't practical. I don't know, just anything like that. That's what I'm going to be buying from now on.
I just wish, and someone's talking about it, maybe we'll talk about this first before we talk a little bit about pistols, because we know...
Just thank JR first. Super chat. Thank you, JR. Sorry I missed you guys last week. I was doing a new load development for 308 groups, 8mm groups with Hornady 150 SSTs, 29,000 feet frame a second. That is awesome. Thank you. Sorry, Jason. Thank you very much, JR.
Yeah, we're talking about, again, I think we've got to put again, let us know what you think in the comments, because I want to get your guys' opinion on this. But what do you think about, again, all these new calibers? We saw, I think it's Winchester bought out the 6.8mm Western this week. I mean, I think there's a lot of people on the internet that are sort of, only that I've seen on the internet, are pretty much laughing at the stupidity of doing this. Again, but I think we just need to take a breath, take a breather, just pull back a little bit and not release any new cartridges for about 10 years. Because, again, every time I seem to look up, there seems to be some new fandangled caliber that may or may not catch on, causing gun manufacturers headaches when having to, eventually bring out a new gun in that particular caliber. We need brass. We need, what else do we need? We need all the components associated to that, dies. What sort of, I don't even know, 6.1 mil, what sort of bullet? Is that a whole new selection of bullets? What's the situation there?
Well, what I read up about and heard, Browning is the only gun manufacturer producing a rifle for it right now. Of course, Browning's owned by Winchester, and that is 21 variants of the rifle for this cartridge. No other brand is making anything for it. So, and I heard like it's meant to run on a 170 projectile, 6.5.
Okay, so yeah, it goes for all of them. It's like when you bring out, like, listen, what's with these cartridges? Like examples, when you bought the PRC, people say, okay, well, it's basically a Magnum 6.5, right? So what is the difference between all these, calibers? Like, yeah, you go to PRC, people don't, think it's magic. Well, again, the bullet selection is the same. You're running 140s, say, out of a 6.5 or a 260, for an example. When you're on the PRC, yeah, okay, you might be able to run a little bit of a heavier bullet as well. But mainly you're getting the speed. That's what it's doing. You're getting the extra speed out of that cartridge. So again, 6.8, I just don't see where it fits. I mean, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Do you think this is a great idea? Do you think this is just, why do we on earth do we need another caliber? That's where I'm at. I'm just like, I wouldn't care which manufacturer it was. I'm like, we just don't need any more calibers to confuse people, to confuse new shooters. And it's going to cost an arm and a leg for brass, because we don't even, it's just come out. We don't even know how much it's going to cost, who's going to manufacture a brass for it, who's going to manufacture firearms. Anyway, will it take off? Let us know in the comments. Do you think it's a great thing, or do you think it's going to be a dud?
Yeah, well, if you go by the PRC, and even the Creedmoor, when it first came out for a couple of years, it was just an absolute fortune to shoot. Yeah, so I'm not too, I don't know. As you know, I haven't had much luck with my PRC. It's just exploding bullets. Now I can't even get the 142 projectiles that I'm after. Can't even get them. Been on a waiting list for ages of Sierras. So it's only a little bit.
If you've got to drop speed, then again, the more you drop speed to stop that bullet from exploding, again, you're just taking away from the PRC's power of really that cartridge, because that's what it is. You're supposed to get 300 feet a second, whatever it may be, more than your other specific type of cartridge, maybe 260, 2620, 2650. You might get up to that 3000 mark. So again, if you have to drop 150 to stop bullets exploding, then what's the point of the cartridge? If it doesn't do it in every gun, of course it doesn't. Again, I got a lot of guys that are using them, so I don't know what's happening with yours there. I don't know if it's the muzzle brake, the gases are hitting in a specific direction. I got no idea what's going on with it. But Fur Eater says, here he goes, you're into BC, Jay, 6.8 mil, has a very high BC, basically a better 270 Winchester. So again, okay, how much better than a 270 Winchester? Let's say it's similar by 5%, right? I don't know what it is, but let's just say. Then why not just buy a 270, or why not just buy a 7mm Rem mag, which you can get parts for? You can get ammunition, you can get pills, you can get brass, you can get dies, all readily available. Again, I just don't know if there's honestly a market for another weird ass caliber in the calibers that we've already got. We're just got to calm down, reset our sights, and then just stick to what we've got for 10 years. No more calibers, please. No more calibers.
Well, I don't think this year is going to be much better than last year, so no one's going to be able to afford to buy some new calibers. But I
mean, what about the Valkyrie, the 224 Valkyrie? I mean, again, it's pretty much died as quick as it came around. There's got plenty of them in West Cove and Covina Dodge said, I shot the 6 arc on the weekend, no recoil, and nice up to 500. But again, same thing, the 6 arc. Again, why not just 6.5 Creedmoor? Why not 260 Remington, 6.5 by 55? Again, my question to these mid-range calibers are, what are they offering over the current competition, except for just media hype and they're saying it's a big game cartridge. Well, big game? What sort of big game are you going to shoot with that? I mean, 6.8. Like, really?
Yeah, exactly. No, I do think it's a bit of a pointless thing. And another thing that I heard today, someone was saying, well, Winchester is just absolutely blowing it, saying, it's how fantastic it is and how good it is, and it's going to be the next big cartridge. Well, that's what the Valkyrie people said, and that's what the 300 Winchester was saying about 300 Legend. You get on their website, and it's every group's basically one hole and all this. Hey, I got a review out on 300 Legend. I think it's an absolute crap round, pathetic, pointless round. I don't like it. It didn't work well for me, and I've talked to a lot of people who said the same thing. and you get onto their Winchester's propaganda on it. It's all fantastic, but the real shooters who actually use it and who aren't affiliated with Winchester are saying it's not really anything special whatsoever. It's not an accurate round. And they're saying same with this new round, the 6.8. So far, only Winchester and Browning are raving about it, but they make the bloody thing. So of course they're not going to say, "Oh well, we don't know how well it's really going to be." Of course they're going to hype it all up. They've got to push this thing to get it out to the market.
I think I saw one video the other day, but they're obviously using and being supplied the ammo. So I'd probably take that with a bit of grain of salt. I mean, 38 Prowler says here it's another 270 caliber. Its success will depend on the new high BC bullets. And if they're already coming out, much like the 6.5 man bun, he says, sorry, Creedmoor. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, again, what's not available right now? What niche market is it covering? That's what I'd like to know. But what sort of area would it be covering? Because generally, if you're going to step up from the 6.5s, you'd be stepping up into the 270s. Then you'd be stepping up, obviously, into the 7mm08s, the 7mm Rem mags, and so forth. Then onto your 30 cows. Again, tried, proven, true. Not saying it's going to be a bad cartridge by any stretch. I'm just saying, does it warrant the huge expense of components to keep feeding it all day, especially with new bullets? They're going to be stocked by shops. They're going to be more expensive. We can't even get bullets now and ammo. So what a time to bring it out, man, with COVID right now.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit pissed off now, waiting for my projectiles. I really just want to get back in, dialing in that 6.5. I've seen you've seen the groups, Jason, that I do get when the bullets don't explode, and every single one's a quarter MOA, the groups at 100. But I just want to thank Griff Solutions for the $20 super chat. Thank you very much for the ammo fund. And our friend M. Trundle, $10. Thank you so much. Bit more money for the ammo boys. My son William and I look forward to your show every week. That is awesome. And say hello to your son from us. Thank you very, very much. But yeah, that's exactly. It always do. Like, here's what Rose said. I remember people telling me 17 HMR was far superior to 22 mag, and I should change guns. No thanks. That's another perfect sort of a battle. 17 HMR versus 22 Magnum. Myself, I would, 17 HMR. It's just as cheap to reload 223 than it is that to shoot 17.
Jake Craig's made a pretty interesting one here. He said it's built for female shooters to use a heavier grain bullet without the recoil. I'm saying this with respect to females, and it is use was intended for Montana. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe we can find out more information on that. But again, I'm just coming from the same old adage. Why, again, I mean, if you've got the money and you want some inconspicuous caliber or that's not very popular and you want to spend the money on it, I'm like, have at it, guys. Go buy what you want to buy. I've always said that. But again, I just don't think we need any more calibers. We're drenched with calibers in the market right now. There's way too many. Often the components are more expensive. I mean, my 260 Remington is sort of expensive enough for brass. I mean, powder's the same, primer's the same. Really, it's only the brass. But again, you might pay extra for dyes because they're hard to source. I mean, when Aaron was trying to get the PRC, he had to source the dyes too, and he got a pretty good deal on them. But otherwise, they were quite expensive. They were very hard to get, very hard to source. The brass was very expensive. I mean, as far as I was aware, you got a good deal on that too. But really, if you're paying premium.
Yeah, a couple of dollars a piece of brass.
Wow, you lose them in the bush, mate. Every time you lose one, it's a couple of bucks down the drain. So, I don't know. I'm going to stick to same thing, 22 mag, 222 if you want, 223, 250, 243. Your 6.5s are getting pretty popular now. Doesn't matter which ones they are. Your 7mm, your 08s, 708s, 270s, 7mm mags, 300 Win mag, 308, 3006. They're going to do the job for you, and you're going to pay as minimal as possible. We're not all made of money. Money's not growing on trees right now. People are struggling to keep their jobs. So, keep a bit of money in your pocket. Hey, dead's dead, man. If you're shooting a fox and you hit it with a 6.8 Western or a 6.5 Creedmoor, it's still dead. So, but you can do it cheaper than this one over here.
Yeah, I just stick to my 308 or 3006 for hunting, and my go-to rifle for hunting is 3006. 150 grain SSTs. No matter where I point that crosshair, it's going to go down between 0 and 300 meters. So I'm just happy as that. And the carnage is amazing with those SSTs traveling at 3,000 feet a second. And thank you again to Chris Legend. I forgot ammo was expensive. Here's another $10. Thank you so much. And Stan, love the show. Love the show. Wednesdays are sorted. Good stuff. Getting a lot of positive people saying about these shows on Wednesdays. They're liking it. It frees up their rest of the week, so which is really good.
Yeah. What about you? You haven't bought anything this week, or you got that firearm you're going to do a thing on? I'm still waiting on that scope. I should get it next week, so I'm excited about that. Put that on the 7mm. What else have I got? Yeah, I mean, I'm sorted. I'm pretty much sorted, man. What have I got? A couple of 22s, couple of shotguns. What have I got? A 243, 260, 7mm Magnum for my hunting. And then I've got the Bagara 300 Win Mag. So I'm covered. I don't think I'll be buying any time in the near future. Maybe we'll talk about this at the end, Aaron, after we talk about pistols. I get questions all the time. And, hey, listen, I'm thinking about this too myself. And I know Aaron's bugged me to move to Queensland. My brother's up there. My parents are up there. But they'll be relocating to Port Macquarie probably in the next by May this year. They've got a house there. They've had a house for about 20 years, just never moved into it. But if you were living in the city, I wouldn't mind talking about later on after we do the pistol stuff, Aaron. People always message me and say, well, if you love hunting, obviously it's not really generally conducive of living in the city. I know that myself. I live in Western Sydney. If I want to go hunting, it's minimum 2 hours drive basically to a state forest or a private property that I might have access to. If I want to go down and shoot bunnies, that's 4 hours. What are the good places? Just keep this in your mind. Don't answer it just yet, but what are the good places to live? A lot of people are wanting to get out of Sydney. They're wanting to relocate just to a less stressful lifestyle. They're wanting to move, to small towns within New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, Northern Territory, Western Australia, South Australia, and so forth, and even Tasmania. So just keep it in your mind. I think we'll talk about that a bit later. What's the best place to live to get good access to not only good places where there's deer, rabbits, foxes, pigs, all the game. But, what sort of cities, how big does it be? What about jobs, because people are wanting to relocate out of Sydney because they just want to have more hunting opportunities, less stressful life. And, I agree with that too. I think I only money here because my job's here and I've got a pretty good paying job. So I don't want to, and if I ever do leave, I get a nice fat ass redundancy. So, I want to get that redundancy, it's well over 6 figures. So I need to stay until that happens, or at least, transfer to one of my another basically another office or employer that can, take it on, so we'll take it on. But, we'll see what happens. Just think about it and we'll talk about it at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that could actually be a really good whole show talking about best state. Where would you move to, or something on those lines? Well, where I live out in the countryside, and for me to go hunting, everything's still 3 to 5 hours away, even though I live in the countryside. For me to go hunting, so yeah, just because you live in the countryside doesn't mean that there's anywhere to really hunt as well. Also, we've got a lot of city folk and that people moving from Sydney and living out here and sort of ruining our
you're
life.
not really. You're only on the outskirts of Brisbane. You're not like it's not as if you're only 40 minutes from Brisbane. It's not as if you're living out, Roma or something or Toowoomba,
Yeah, no, but I'm only just over an hour to Toowoomba. But yeah, this was the countryside. When I moved out here, it was good. A busy day was seeing 4 or 5 cars on my street. That was a busy day. But yeah, it's all changed now. A lot of people moving in, and a lot of people from Sydney escaping down there, moving out here. But unfortunately, they bring their city whinging with them about, I hear gunfire. I hear cows and all this sort of stuff. And well, you can't have everything, can you? What on the local Facebook page, people are bitching about they're sick of seeing the kangaroos crapping on their front lawn. Well, you moved out here. Where you moved was a farm 2 years ago. This is where they used to live.
I told you I used to remember shoot the bats probably, 30 minutes out of Sydney on a stone fruit plantation. It was about 15 acres, something. This was all legal under the National Parks and Wildlife Service approved. This is probably 10 years ago now, 8 years ago, something like that, maybe 6 years ago. And, bats would just come in at night, man. There was so many restrictions. You had to make sure you retrieved them. You had to use steel shot. And, man, I think I said this last time. Your mate was there going, some chick's complaining on Twitter. There's, she goes, are you up around this area? And I go, like, yeah, exactly. And they're like, she reckons like, shot is landing on her house. And it was just all bullshit, but these people move from the city out to these areas. And, again, they think, why is there gunshots? Like, dude, you're in a farming area. You're around plantations. There's stone fruit. Birds attack them. They've got permits to shoot them, like, pretty much during the stone fruit season for like 3 months a year. Like, why would you move there? Why would you move into an agricultural area if you don't want to hear tractors, noise, cars, trucks, machinery? Because again, often too, it gets so hot during the day. Most of the time, they've got to work at night, man, in the tractors. So they start at like 7, 8 o'clock at night and go through to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Tractors are making noise. Like, of course it is.
Yeah, exactly. I will just bring these up for a bit. Shane Baker, $30. Thank you very much. Thanks for the great work, guys. Here's some money for the ammo. Thank you very much. And Matt, welcome back, Matt. $20. 6.5 Western is for soy boys. It's definitely starting to look that way, I think. That's for sure. It definitely is looking that way.
Listen, like I said, if you want to get it, like I keep saying, if you want it, buy it. That's make yourself happy. Some people just like buying stuff for the sake of it. Hey, I've been like that. I bought the 260 because I didn't want to be criticised for having the 6.5 Creedmoor. But they're all getting good, and there's a bee's dick between them. Some people say, Creedmoor's better. Some people say, 260's better. 6.5 55's better. I mean, really, it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. You put a well-placed shot from 140 grain bullets into your thing, they ain't going to know the difference. It's not any better. It's not any better.
That's true, but we do have that video to prove that the Creedmoor is better.
Oh, yeah.
It's there on
film. He's shot 1,000 meters before. He's got a gun already set up. But anyway, I'll give him one thing. He's never been able to recreate that group on camera or off camera since then. So really, it was just luck. We all know that. We've seen his shooting left-hand ability, and it's not very good.
Yeah, well, I did get 100 mil at 1,000 meters with my 308.
And I was using a hunting bullet. You're using a match grade bullet.
Yeah, there we go.
And it was a 147. I'm using a 143, so much more higher BC. And 1,000 meters, that BC makes a decent difference, I reckon.
And the sun was in your eyes, and 5 days earlier it had rained, and there was a bug on my lens. Yeah, I heard it all.
Excuses. I just want 140s versus 140s. That's it. Yeah, like he was crapping on last week about him wanting to put it up against the PRC, and I go, yeah, I'm going to win against a gun that's 300 feet a second faster than mine. Anyway, let's get tools.
Yes, exactly. This is what we're here for. Once again, 34 minutes in, and we finally get to our topic. But pistol. So this comes from Happy Hunter, I think it is. All right. So here we are. We're going to talk about pistols. Thank you, Happy Hunter, for that. I haven't seen you on here tonight, so if you're there, lay a comment. So we did have some really good comments in the beginning, but now I can't see them. So as we know, pistols are pretty, I wouldn't say exclusive, but it's definitely a lot harder not harder to get. It's more of a pain in the ass to get and to keep, because you got to do your mandatory shoots, and like I got to do 12 shoots a year just to keep my pistols. So that's one thing that I would like to see the end of, is mandatory shoots. But then again, the organisations and that wouldn't get all their money if you didn't have to belong and go do shoots at their clubs. So, which is a bit of a shame.
I just wish we could use them, on private land. I used to have what did I have? I think you were trying to sell yours. I think I had a Beretta 92 FS. That was the 9mm. Then I had the Colt 22 Gold Cup Trophy. I think I might buy another one, but ever since I looked at pistols, I haven't looked since, but this was years ago. I've just been hiring them at the range and so forth. But, or shooting people's that I know, sort of thing, that helped me out. But, I mean, prices of pistols have gone up quite considerably as well. So, I'd like to see, nothing ever goes down, does it? I can't. Again, it's going to be interesting when, like I said, some people are getting things from, not obviously not firearms, but things from overseas, and the dollar's not that well. But I used to buy camo stuff from Cabela's when I was overseas, like when the dollar was, when Obama was in, and I guess what, that'd be our only hope, is that if Biden doesn't do that well economically, and the dollar devalues to the price of the Australian dollar again, I mean, it's just going to be insane the amount of people are probably going to, be purchasing stuff from overseas that they're able to, because the dollar will be so good to not do that. But I mean, we always say buy Australian, of course, wherever possible. But like some of the things, I've bought some stuff and I've never been able to get it from over here. No one's got it. Like a few rails that I bought last week. Even my mate Eric from Chuckin, he helped me out a couple of months ago because I wanted to get a rail. The rail you put on that CZ for me, Aaron, the CZ457. It was the Adler rail. I didn't like that style, so I think it was DPI Incorporated made a 25 MOA rail, and it was really good. And the way it sort of just slid on, very low profile, was perfect. And I've got it on and so Eric from Chuckin's got it sent to his place, and nice bloke, he forwarded on for me. So thank you, Eric, for doing that for me.
Yeah, old Eric should get hold of Hootie Hoo, and they should do something together.
I think they're in different upstate New York. Where's Hootie? Tennessee, Kentucky?
Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, they should. It's good to watch YouTubers and that get together. It's good.
Exactly. So pistols. Here we got one. Colin saying, well, this is IPSC is on its way to being an Olympic sport, so hopefully should bring some changes to the laws. Well, I shot ISPC for years, and I really liked it. But I had my group of mates. We were normal guys, no egos. The reason I got out of it was all the wankers, the chest beaters. I'm better than you. I'm the best. And like I won several rounds. I remember running rounds for a shoot and people. And all of a sudden, I got down the bottom. I just could not believe it. So it's all, to me, the IPSC is just a big pissing contest. And I can't stand egos. And that's why I left doing IPSC. I really enjoy that sport. I absolutely love it. But unfortunately, it's just the people who you got to have the best gun. You got to have this. You got to have that. No, you just got to have whatever gun that you can afford and works well for you. You don't need a $5,000 Star Wars gun.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's every club, you know what I mean? But sometimes you can get some not so great people, but that's why you just got to, bring as many people as you can into the sport, and try and get them into all the shooting techniques and all the disciplines and stuff like that. I think ultimately that's the best thing we can do, is get as many people in, and they don't have to have the best gear, whether you're shooting PRS or you're just range shooting or you're doing clay targets. You're out there to have fun. Don't feel like you're competing against anyone, guys. Like, even though people have got some expensive gear and they're really good, no doubt. But if they've got some, want to do a bit of competition, go in there. Lowest grade comps or social comps. Just have fun, because that's what it's all about. Holy shit, man! Western. William King. Holy crap! Wow.
Yeah, 159. Thank you so much, William King, for that donation. That'll really help the channel out big time. Be able to buy a few watermelons for this weekend, hopefully. Thank you so much.
William. Nice work.
159 and 99 cent donation. Thank you, William. I really, really appreciate this. It is awesome. And Aubrey Walker, a few dollars for the war chest. Keep up the good work, fellas. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate you, and it really is humbling. You guys will donate to the channel. I really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Heard, not to put crap on Aubrey Walker. I've never heard that's a male name. Is it is it male or female? I'd love to just let us know in the comments. So, because I think I saw you last week as well. So I'm not sure if Aubrey's, male or female. I've only ever heard Aubrey being female. So we don't want to, these days with all the wokeness and that, we don't want to get it wrong. So let us know in the comments.
I'm pretty sure that Aubrey's a male.
Okay.
Yes.
I was good chance being, since they like guns. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some women out there that love guns too, no doubt about it.
Oh, another thing, what I was want to say, we've gotten a few other people who are going to has been talking to us about the opportunity we're giving everyone on the show, showing off your products and your business. We're going to give you a free spot on the show, and we're just going to talk about your products. So we just send us your products, and we will show it off and get it out there to a couple of thousand people within a couple of days for you. So please just get hold of me through Instagram or my email, and we will talk about that. I just want to help out shooters in Australia. And that's another thing this week. I want to give a big shout out to Dave Power, who is a digger, owns a digging company here in Queensland. I will try and find the link and put it up down below. He did me an absolute solid this week. I had to get some earthworks done urgently at my house, and I got let down, and he came in and did it for me and absolutely saved the day. Fellow shooter, gave me a really good price and a top bloke. It's just awesome to see shooters helping shooters, and that's why I want to give back to you guys. If you got businesses, let us know, and we want to promote you. And advertising is expensive, so we won't do this for nothing for you.
Yeah. I think we've got one coming up. We spoke to one the other day, didn't we? We might be able to give him a plug towards the end, but he makes good gear, like associated equipment, like bags and ammo belts and EDC pouches and gun covers and all that type of stuff, and made in Russia too, which apparently the Russians make really, really good stuff. So we can't wait to check out his stuff, because
and we're
looking forward to checking him out.
And an awesome new gun T-shirt company is going to be on the show as well. So they're made over here, and they're in. He's based in Brisbane, which is really good. So hopefully catch up with him, hopefully this weekend, some stage, and talk about it. And so it's another good small business. I love small business, and we're going to bring that to you. So there's a T-shirt company, and we talked to Kraken Knives as well. So hopefully we can do something with him, because he makes awesome stuff. So guys, we don't care if it's something. Hopefully there's something around that hunting, camping, shooting sort of theme. You got forward driving, anything. Just get hold of us, and we will do our best to promote you.
Kel says with that, there's no ammo left in America, but he did say something. If I'm just trying to scroll up here it is. When the guns get banned in the US, maybe I'll move to Aussie land. Mate, it can't get. What's the worst you could get? California, still shit tons better than Australia, man. So I wouldn't even, mate. Again, Aaron the dirty bastard got given a visa or won the green card many years ago. I'd been trying, and he just didn't even do it. What a rat bastard. Absolute rat bastard. If I would have, I'd be gone, man. Mate, no way I'd still be here. No way. Probably podcast wouldn't even exist. We wouldn't even be doing this right now.
Yeah, exactly. I love it when a plan comes together. So everything works out in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, Brett Morris says Russians make great stuff. My wife is Russian. Yeah, no doubt. We've just seen pictures of them so far, and they look fantastic. It's always good supporting small shooting businesses that might not be able to afford, the big end of town magazine type advertisements, which cost, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So
for one ad for 1 month.
Yeah, and the magazine goes in the bin within 20 minutes of reading it. So, these podcasts and live streams that you do, they're just around forever. People are always watching them week after week. New people are coming on board, my new podcast listeners, Aaron's new video watchers, and it just keeps providing, basically continued access and what would you call it, I guess, viewership of that particular product for new people coming on board, which is great.
Yep, exactly. So back to the pistols. Here's Ram 2. When I last shot pistol, it was a practical pistol shoot. Amazing fun. Love to shoot standard vision. I got silver medal in the state totals with a 1911 A1 and 45 ACP. I love my 1911. How many of you guys out there do have a high cal license? Because over here in Australia, you get your pistol license, and if you want anything above 357, I think it is, you got to go get another license and do another 4 shoots a year, which is more crap. And so you can only do middle silhouette or a cowboy shoot. So how many of you guys out there enjoy the high cal? I've got a 44 Magnum in Desert Eagle, and I've got a 44 Magnum revolver that I like. It's a Taurus, and everyone gives me shit about the Taurus, but hey, it's never failed me. And I've got a Remington R1, which will probably be a collector's item soon, because if Remington goes under,
Yeah. And stop the press. We found out Aubrey Walker. He goes, unfortunately, not a female, mate. The wife occasionally watches the stream, though. We found out Aubrey. The reason I say Aubrey, I've always liked that actress. What's her name? She just Aubrey Plaza. I don't know if she's like that girl next door type. Oh man, she rocks my socks, man. Not one of my favorites, but still, she's up there. You know what I mean? And I just thought about the name. So glad you're not female. Well, that's a good thing, you know.
And thank you very much, Andy, for kicking in my bid, $14.99. Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel Andrews.
Yeah, good to see Daniel Andrews giving back to the people.
Yeah, exactly. So, pistols are a lot of fun. It's just a shame we can't use them on private land. So I can use a rifle that will shoot 2 Ks, not a problem, but give me a pistol that after about 50 meters to 100 meters, I can't hit the side of a barn with. Just makes no sense at all. I really, it just makes absolutely no sense. And here we have, was it the police commissioner here a couple of years ago, I think it may have been, or one of the police in Queensland saying, you'll never have pistols on private land because we don't want you running around farms thinking you're a cowboy with a pistol strapped to your hip. That's these guys' mentalities. That's just what they think. That's what they think of us. They think we're all going to be cowboys. It's like absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Sorry. I was just reading a bunch of comments in the thing. Harp says Jace has the hots for Aubrey Hepburn. I think it's Audrey Hepburn, dude.
All right. I thought it was Hepburn as well.
She's an old actress, but not old. She's long passed away now, but she was, what was she, back 60s, maybe 50s? I don't know, 50s, 60s? I can't remember exactly, but yeah, man. But
Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah. No, she's nice, yeah. Yep. What are you searching her up? You shouldn't be, you sick bastard. But, what I was going to say, speaking about that too, a lot of people are saying what's happening in Victoria. Don't forget, just a quick one, vote Daniel Andrews out at the next election. Do not forget that. We've had, there was a big uproar just the other day, Aaron, about, Matt Damon was coming into Australia and didn't have to quarantine. Again, one rule for one people, which is people that are currently stuck out of Victoria that can't get home, and we're allowing celebrities to come in to do everything they please without quarantining. But looks like uproar from people said, no, we're not having this. So it looks like he has to quarantine now. But the fact that they were even thinking about not doing it, and one rule for celebrities and one rule for plebs like us, is just another reason why Daniel Andrews must go at the next election. Never, ever, ever forget this guy. Vote him out.
Well, Matt Damon is one of the people we don't want in this country, because he is staunch Democrat and staunch anti-gun. He came out and saying that he wished they could just ban guns like Australia did overnight in the US, and he praises our gun laws and our gun bans.
I wonder what happened to Arnold, man. He just he used to be my mate's getting sick. He was like, you looked up to him back in the day. I used to fucking train heaps in the gym when I was back like early 20s, man. You'd bulk up. You wanted to be like Arnold. You were putting on muscle, and he was your guy you looked up to. He went into politics. Then he went into, what else did he do? Yeah, bodybuilding, politics. What else did he do? And big movie star, the big three, basically. And then he put this video out the other day, just a big bunch of waffle, man. Oh, I just watched it and I thought, what happened, Arnold, man? Arnold's gone full leftard. Like, come on, man.
He's a vegetarian now.
Oh, it kills me that Arnold
That's what
has
did it
turned into a big skirt, man. Honestly, what an embarrassment. But anyway, let's get back onto the topic.
Yeah, thank you to West Cove and Dodge. Have a few freedom bucks and buy a beer on me. Thank you very much for that. Yes, I did see one up here about a 1911, which I love my 1911. I absolutely love it. It's a good classic, solid, heavy gun. Here we go. Rune, have not seen you before in the chat. Welcome. If we've missed you before. I also got a Remington R1 Enhanced in 45 ACP. Great pistol. Yes, it is. It is a very good pistol. So I do like it. But someone up here was talking. They got. Here we go. Mr. Trundle, I got the 1911 Colt in 22 LR. Geez, a lot of people would absolutely crucify you for that, which I don't mind them in 22, but we got the purist out there. If it's not 45, it's not a 1911. But I've shot a couple of 1911s in 22 LR, and I think they're a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you, and let us know in the comments too. What are you guys? Are you guys going to get and females, are you going to get your pistol license? Are you planning on it? Is it something that interests you? Is it not something that interests you? If you are going to get it or you do have it, what guns do you have? Let us know in the comments. We'll throw up a few of the comments.
And thoughts on the P320 or the SIG X5 Legend. The Legend series are really nice, but you do really pay for them. You really do pay a lot extra for them. P320, you'll see my video. I've had one since the day they came out. I've got a review up I did last year on it. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely love the SIG P20. Just absolutely awesome gun. So accurate, light, and reliable. My first gun was the Sig Sauer P226 and 9mm, and that was the tactical, the Navy SEALs one, all coated up to take salt water, and that's just the best gun I own. I did flick on some, was it the fiber optic sights on them? I put those on instead of the night sights. A lot easier to pick up your targets during the day because I'm not a Navy SEAL, surprise, surprise. I'm not running around at night hunting Taliban and that in the dark, so I didn't need the night sights.
I'm just looking at the SIGs now. I mean, they do look nice. They do look well made. Like, I've got to like the look of a gun to want to buy it. If it looks like an abortion, no, I just can't buy it. No matter how good the reputation is or how good the price is. If I don't like the look of it, I simply just can't buy it.
I am loving my Ruger PC Charger 9mm. That is just awesome. I've got the front grip on now. It looks a bit like a MP5 sort of thing, I guess, but absolutely love it. It is a lot of fun.
If I was going to buy a 22, people that are into pistols, you can probably answer this, Aaron, but people in the comments as well, what would be a good 22 pistol to buy? Yeah, as a first for a lot of people.
Well, I've got a SIG Mosquito, and it's not exactly the best gun made, unfortunately, but I don't think they stopped making them, and I don't think they were actually made by SIG. Ruger Charger dumped into an AR-15 kit, but you can't have it because New South Wales. That's probably my favourite 22 LR. The MMP 22 or the Walther PPQ 22 or the P22, whatever they call it. I reckon they would be the best ones. I've heard really good things about both of those. Yeah, the Smith & Wesson or the Walther.
I'm just having a look at them now, see what they look like.
Yeah,
they look pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah, but they're the 22s I would get. But personally, my first gun is what I get asked a lot. What would be your first handgun that you'd get for caliber? Because here, in Queensland, I think it's the same around the other states. First year of getting your handgun license, you can buy one centerfire and an air pistol. Forget about the air pistol. What's the point? But I would go a 22 LR, a rimfire or a centerfire. You can have one of those for 12 months. And I tell everyone, go a 9mm. Go a 9mm because they're a real handgun, and at the time they're really cheap to feed. They really were cheap to feed. You can reload them. I loaded up 10,000 rounds for years and years ago for about $1,500.
But again, like I said, if you're going to get into it, like for a bit of fun, the 22, I mean, cheap to run, very cheap. Because, again, pistol, you're really pumping the rounds down range. So again, you can run CCI standards for cheap. Yeah,
I'm thinking of getting a Ruger, Ruger revolver, the 22 that take 10 rounds, GP 100. I got the GP 100 357 Magnum. And I'm thinking that 22 one that takes 10 rounds. I've heard they're really good.
I remember I used to use, I think it was the Ruger. There must have been the Ruger, was it the Buckmark, I think, the old Buckmark, remember? A lot of people use them as training ones. But again, I don't like the look of it, man. It just big, long barrel on it. They probably don't look, now that I look at them, they don't look too bad, actually. Like, compared to what I used to think, it seems more of a target style. Like, you want something that looks like a pistol, even though it is a pistol.
You're thinking of the Browning Buckmark or the Ruger Mark IV or Mark V, I think.
Yeah, Ruger Mark IV. That's what I'm looking at right now. Sorry. Yeah, the Ruger. Yeah, Mark IV. That's right. Browning Buckmark. Yeah, basically it's a similar style gun, that Browning Buck Mark and the Ruger Mark IV. It looks anyway, what I'm seeing here on Google Images. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to buy. We'll have to wait and to see what comes up.
Yeah, well, I've got my 357 and GP 100, and that thing is a tack driver. How many of you guys out there cast bullets? When I used to have spare time back in the old day when I was first starting this channel, and before it, when I actually had my weekends to myself, I was casting my own bullets out of bullet alloy, which was cheap to buy, and I cast thousands in one weekend of 357 Magnum, and then you put them through a sizer so it just cuts anything off that's oversized, and those things are accurate and they are solid. Those things, if we're allowed to hunt with pistols, you can actually hunt with them.
Someone's also talking about the Beretta, the 87 Cheetah, or the 87 Target. The Cheetah looks good. That looks like a subcompact, doesn't it? Looks tiny.
I'll never touch another Beretta after my 92 FS Inox. That was the most inaccurate and uncomfortable gun I've ever owned. I've actually sold it now, thank God. And it's just so good to get that out of my safe.
I like the look of him. I definitely like the look of him, yeah, but mine, the one that I had before I sold it, definitely wasn't sort of, it wasn't consumer. But then again, it wasn't really a target pistol, is it? Really, obviously, it's more of a fun gun. Really, it was what, a military sidearm, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Beretta was the Army's one before they went to the M17, which is the other gun I would buy. Would be the Sig Sauer M17, the military version of the P320 in Desert Tan. Now that would be one gun I would get. I just wish it would come out in 45 ACPs. I'd get it in 45 ACP if I could. That's something I would buy, and that's what if you're looking for a pistol, Jace, that's something I would recommend. The Sig Sauer. M17.
How do they compare to the 226 and the 320?
Well, they basically are the 320, but I think they have a safety on them, a slide-mounted safety, I think. Don't hold me to it. And it just looks awesome. But unfortunately, here in Australia, it can't have the 10-round magazines, where all these 9mm come out with 15 to 17 to 20-round magazines. We can't have anything over 10 rounds, sort of like the California. And the reason we actually do have pistols in this country is pretty much because of California, because they got the 10-round magazine limit. And I don't see them actually bringing in, making pistol magazines just for Australia. There's just not the market over here for them. So if it wasn't for California's bad laws, I don't think we'd have as many pistols shooters in Australia. And another thing, that's why I was told they were not bringing in the Ruger 1911 anymore, because there's the SR 1911 or whatever they call it, because the safety doesn't have a red dot on it. So when it's live, so no pistol can come into Australia without the red dot. And they said to Ruger, you can bring them in if you put the red dot on. And said, we're not going to stop a production line when we only sell a handful of these to Australia because your laws are that bad, to put a red dot on it for you. We're not going to do it. And they said, oh, well, you can't sell in Australia. And I said, fine. Well, we've sold more by the time we're talking right now in America than we do in the entire year of Australia. So there's no point.
I remember when I used to, just on gun website now, I remember the old, the CZ Shadows, man. I remember they were like 12, 13, 1,400 bucks max back then. Wow, they've certainly gone up in price, haven't they?
Yeah, they were good guns. They were big in the IPSC because they're heavy and no recoil, or hardly any recoil. What are they now for pricing?
I guess the SPO1 Shadow Black, which is probably your standard, they're about almost 1,600 bucks. But you want to go into the, like the CZ Shadow Urban Grey, 2,200.
Not worth it.
Yeah, you've got what else you got there? There's basically your standard black. You got ones here which are like the CZ Shadow Orange. You got like orange grip. It just looks like an orange grip, mate. $2,600. Wow. You got the blue one, or it looks like a blue color. They're $2,599. Wow.
Not in a million years. They're not worth that much. There's way better guns than that, like the 320, the MMP 9mm. Better guns than the Shadow, and half the price. I just would not pay that for one.
the duo tones 1800, but basically the standard stock standard, the 75 SPO1 CZ, just your standard black. That looks quite nice. You know, I'm a bit, but then I do like the other bling ones too, like that one there, the Shadow Duo tone. That looks quite nice, $1,800. But I mean, they're getting up there for pistols, eh? I mean, they're really getting up there in the pricing.
Yeah.
4CZ anyway, 4CZ.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous money. To be honest, see, I like the Shadows, and I used them a lot. I borrowed them when I was doing IPSC, tried them out. Fantastic guns, but man, they're just not that worth that much money. It's just, to me, it's just price gouging. That's what I reckon. It's just like there's not many shooters, so let's just get as much scent out of them and try and make it like an exclusive sort of a sport. So we'll get more money out of people. It's just ridiculous. That is way too expensive for what it is. Yeah,
I'm looking at some of them now. I mean, wow, the SIG Legion P226 9mm, $3,000. Wow, getting up there in pricing, definitely. Got the Sig Sauer Nightmare Fastback. That looks pretty nice.
Yeah. The SIG have their expensive ranges. Yeah, Spartan's nice. 1911.
Yeah, 45
how much now? It used to be about 14.
What, really?
Yeah.
2269.
Jeez, it's just a 1911 at the end of the day. Interchangeable parts. Yeah. There's
guns, no doubt, for that price. I mean, no doubt they're nice. You're definitely paying for it. But yeah, I mean, good brand. You pay the thing. Also, that look quite nice too. The old Sig Sauer P320 Texas Ranger. They're only, of course, here looking at it here. Prohibited in New South Wales. Don't even know why. What is it? Barrel length or something, no doubt.
No, it's the magazines because you got to have crimp magazines or something. Can't have crimp magazines in New South Wales. A lot of pistols are actually banned. The pistol's not banned. It's the magazines that are banned, so you can't get them down there. Another reason we just talked about before. This is why you'd move to Queensland. Nicer weather, better people, and less guns that are banned.
Yeah, it's that hot up there in summertime. You can't even shit straight without being sweating your ass off up there. I remember you've been whinging me for weeks now. Oh, sweat's pouring off me.
It's because I'm working like a man outside where you're sitting in an air-conditioned office.
Hey, why do it tough when you don't have to?
Yeah, why? I guess why be a man when you can be a soy boy working in an office? I guess.
Perfect, mate. You got to get paid somehow.
Yeah, that is true. Dex, what comps do you use the Ruger 22 Charger in, apart from metallic silhouette? Well, a lot of them have like a gallery shoot. Some clubs have gallery shoots for them. I've heard of clubs having like an IPSC contest for them, which is pretty groovy. I just use mine for the rolling comps, which is fine. Here in Queensland, we have rolling comps. You just turn up, get a target, shoot them at different distances out to about 20 meters, hand it in the front counter. They count up the score. Then at the end of the month, you look on the board. Whoever got the best score wins the monthly prize for the, which is not really a prize. It's just your name goes on a board for a month that you won that month rolling comp. So it's really good. You just go in. I go in after work on the way home. Boom, do the contest, back out 15 minutes later, driving home. It's fantastic.
Just looking at half of these SIGs, man, it looks like bloody half of them are banned in New South Wales.
I think it's the magazines. Bagara, thank you so much for the $5. 6 hour, too expensive. Glocks look like crap. CZ P09 will be my first gun. So me and Pete can go to the range together. Yeah, the CZ P09 is quite a nice gun, actually. It's not too bad. They've got a lot of problems with the magazines coming into Australia again. They have to get new magazines made because of the Border Force banning all handgun magazines. So if they're not crimped, if they're pinned or whatever, crimped, and they reckon you just drill out the crimp and it goes from 10 rounds to 15 or 17 rounds. So that's unfortunately, that's what held up the P09. From my understanding, that's what happened.
It hasn't gone up too much. The old on the Colt 1911 Gold Cup Trophy. That's the one I had. $969. I think I bought it for about $750 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. That was years ago now. But yeah, not too bad of a price. That was a nice gun. It's a 1911 style too. You buy the Gold Cup Trophy, looks nice. Then you got the 1911 Government for $919. So a little bit cheaper.
Yep. Nice.
Both nice. What's this one? Or the Colt 1911 railgun 945. They're nice too. They look pretty nice.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of Colt competition. Okay, they're expensive.
The Colt 45 ACP.
If we could do so much more with them, man. If we could do so much more with pistols and that, like, I think people would a lot more get into it if you could, take them on private property and use them. I don't know why you can shoot a 3-threat Lapua Magnum on private property, but I can't shoot a 22 pistol on private property, man. It makes no sense.
Well, I did notice someone, I didn't bring it up, unfortunately, should have. It's the same reason we don't have suppressors. It's all Hollywood. People see Hollywood, see assassins, people running around, think we're all going to be Jack Bauer working for CTU, I guess. I don't know. I just don't know. You might be able to help us out with this one. We're not pistol related, but if you do a super chat, we read your question out. Can South Australia still have lever shotguns with more than 5 rounds? I am not too sure.
I think you can do more than 5. I mean, again, don't quote me on that. Ring your registry, email them. But I think it's the same as New South Wales. You can't have more than, as far as a 5 shot in New South Wales either.
Not even on a category B.
No.
Oh, bugger.
I think Cat C, if you got pump semi-auto, they're only up to 5 rounds as well. It's only when you go to category D, I think you can get maximum 10 rounds.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I think Cat D upper in Queensland are unrestricted. Here we go. Come to Queensland from Aussie Capitalist. You can get a folding stock, Jason.
What's a I mean, it's true, but what's a folding stock going to do for, people say, oh, folding stocks, but okay, what do you do with the folding stock? And they only fold it up to put in a gun case, and then maybe when you go back in the safe to fit it in the safe, if you've got a 26 or longer barrel. Other than that, what's really the point?
That's what I look for, and it also looks awesome.
Okay.
But you can get it, and you can get adjustable stocks up here, which to me is a safety option. Like the gun I got today is pinned because it's from New South Wales, so I just got to drill out the pin or get a gunsmith to do that for me and take that pin out, and I can have it fully adjustable, which is for my length of pull, which is a safety issue. Dumbest thing ever is not having, by doing that down in New South Wales, and everyone's arm length is different, and so it shouldn't be. Nick Glass is another one. Why are the Caltech pistols illegal in New South Wales? It's because, you can't have the whole lot because they were 30 round, 22 LRs, I think, and they're pretty. And you couldn't really get the 10 round magazines, and it could be the same thing. The way the magazines are made may not be up to the New South Wales specs. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a shame, man. Some nice guns there we could purchase, but it just gets worse and worse. But what do you do?
Yeah, and here's Pete from NSC. He's a big pistol shooter. Bagara, probably talking to Bagara. CZ99 from Stava. Poor man Sig. Well, the Stava actually had a 308 rifle, and it was really, really accurate. And there's a nice gun to shoot as well.
Yeah, Crack Tactical says folding stocks are dangerous. You might get some fairy that might pinch a finger trying to lock it open.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
1 sec. GK says folding stocks, mate, which is true. Probably this goes back to Aaron the Ruger Precision, I think. Folding stock makes it easy to clean. He cleaned his last night. It took over an hour to clean 3 rifles because you had to disassemble the stocks to allow the cleaning rod to work. That's probably a good feature. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know why these rifles you don't have it, design. I mean, I guess they don't design them for our market, do they? Design them for normal markets that don't ban certain types of stock. So, which I totally get. That's why they design them with the folding stock. Because if you do have the folding stock, then you can clean it from behind, can't you? Isn't that right?
Yeah, well, Ruger Precision, you got to open up the stock to take the bolt out. So that's why the ban in New South Wales is because folding stock, you can't get them because you can't take the bolt out. And you shot that 6.5. Ruger Precision, and you've shot my 308. You did a review on the 6.5 with me, and what do you think of it?
Yeah, not bad. Shoots all right. I mean, was that the 308?
Mine's a 308, and we did the review of the 6.5 a few years ago.
Remember that one at like 550 where I was just tagging that steel at like 550, and you were like, what's mine? Bing, ding, ding. I was just wailing on this thing, man. Aaron just couldn't hit it with the 308, man. It was just pathetic. But anyway.
Yeah, I had my scope set to 1,000 meters, not 500.
Why is this Strelok app not working? What's going? That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It was. I should have. Once again, you're just not thinking, are you? We talked about this in our long range series. You're just not thinking, and you just got to keep double checking. You got to get into the habit. When you finish shooting, set it back to zero.
Done that all the time, dude. I did that on the last trip, man. I was at again, always set back to zero. I was shooting bunnies. My mate goes, dude, you're shooting high. Like, what's going on, man? Like, you're like half a foot high. What's going on, man? I couldn't figure it out. And it was close. These were like 140 easy shots, just ones that opportunistic rabbits that popped up. Man, realized I was sitting at like 1 mil, 2 mils. So I've done about 3 times now.
Yep. Not often I do that, but you feel like an idiot when you do. You got to get into that habit of resetting it. Okay, pistols. A lot of people want to talk about rifles. Not many people want to talk about pistols.
Hey, I've got says one here. It's funny. A conservative sniper says, I don't know, maybe he's talking to someone in the group. I'm pro gun. Why did you say you love little flakjack Johnny Howard? He's a knob and confiscated our semi-automatic rifle and pump action shots cards. Let's just say me and Aaron don't, or have never said we like John Howard ever. So I don't know if you're talking to someone in the group there, but I mean, we've talked very bad stuff, not bad, but very what would you say, very harsh and I guess very criticizing of John Howard many years over the past. So I don't know where you've been or if you haven't been listening to the podcasts or the videos, but yeah, we've been very, very tough on John Howard. So hopefully you just talk about someone in the group, mate, because
you're talking to Epic Flyer. John Howard is an attractive fellow. Okay, yeah, fair enough, taking the piss, but then I just saw this from from Epic Flyer. Greatest Prime Minister we had. No, he wasn't. The worst Prime Minister we ever had. Yeah. Yep. So hopefully you are just taking this.
I mean, if you're talking about saving a war chest worth of money and never investing in infrastructure, then if that's what you classify as being the best and taking out guns as being the best, well, guess highly subjective. I'd say definitely not. Probably one of the worst little I just still can't. We should bring it up next week, Aaron, on YouTube, where most people, if you look on YouTube, just type in John Howard cricket bowling, where he's bowling the ball. Oh, mate, just, jeez. Hand in your man card and just shut up, dude. Like, not you, I mean John Howard. He tried to he took 3 goes at it. Oh, man, it's pathetic.
I'll bring it up, yeah. John Howard, the first thing that comes up is bowling. Jesus.
Yeah. You should I just lost it there for a second. See if you can bring it up, man. See if you can bring up that YouTube video. We've only got 15 minutes to go. So
here we go. Here it is right here. Hang on, guys. This is it. Hopefully the sound works for you.
Yeah. Hit play.
Was cricket tragic? Prime Minister Howard couldn't resist the temptation to roll the arm over while he's in Pakistan. Mr Howard failed to handle the local conditions with his first delivery. That was a dead ball. Not wanted to damage Australia's cricket reputation on the subcontinent. He stepped up again. Wide that time. One last failed attempt. He's already suggested the Prime Minister to go with the willow instead of the ball. He successfully kept out 2 deliveries and decided it was a good idea to retire while he was ahead.
Yep. Worst Prime Minister in history, that guy was. That's for sure. Classic.
Oh, man, it was funny. Just not even, like, none from 3, man. One was like 2 were just like, he let the ball go too late, and the other one was completely off the pitch. It's hilarious, in my opinion, but anyway.
Exactly. John Howard, jackboots, he definitely was, like a brown shirt, that's for sure. Okay, here's a good thing about pistols. Where to go? Jeez. From the Gorinator. What's a good pistol clubs? Like range and cost members. Well, it all depends on what area you have. A good pistol club, like an indoor range or a proper one where you can go and use it 7 days a week. Like you swipe yourself in sort of thick club. and you can go shoot whenever you want. They go for about $400 mark a year to belong to. So that's what you get, and then it goes from there. They're all around that sort of price, but I definitely belong to one where you can just swipe yourself in and go for a shoot. That's for sure. So I don't know where you live, Gorinator, so I don't know what clubs are around you.
Epic Fly was saying conservative sniper, mate. He was talking. The other guy goes, I was trolling. I love guns like you do, mate. So he's just having a laugh. I knew he got to us. I thought surely no one could say that about John Howard taking our guns. So Epic Flyer, he's reprieved himself back up to a normal gun owning status now, which is good.
Yeah, I thought he was just taking the piss. Joseph, thank you very much for your $20 donation, Joseph. Hey, lads, this is probably the last donation from me for a bit. I've got my security and firearms licenses renewal. No, that's cool, Joseph. That's all good. That's good stuff. It's we really appreciate the help you've given us. It's awesome. Thank you very much. Renewal this year. I'm underemployed and studying. So apologies. I need to prioritize. Couldn't agree more. I hope your studies go really well. Yeah, don't ever feel obliged. You've got to donate to the show. Just enjoy the live stream. So that's awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff, Joseph.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. Yeah, we know it's tough this time of we've just been lucky, man. We're lucky we still kept our jobs. And fortunately, a lot of people didn't. A lot of people went bankrupt. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of people now are expected to pay. Like they think 6 months later, everything's just going to recover. We haven't even seen the worst of it. I'm looking at houses now, like eventually, hopefully to buy one day somewhere, don't know where yet. And definitely prices have definitely come down. People just aren't buying. And we've just, me and Aaron, I guess, remember Aaron was struggling there for a while with getting work and, and stuff like that. And it got difficult for a lot of different people. But, I just don't think we've been the worst of COVID yet. And I guarantee, I keep saying this for a long time, get ready for the new COVID tax, guys. They've spent hundreds of billions of dollars. How do you think they're going to pay this back? Massive job cuts to public sector, massive job cuts to local councils, massive job cuts in general, which will have a trickle-on effect to people on unemployment, which we'll have to pay off. Good luck. Like I said, you have bloody celebrities and politicians flying everywhere and anywhere, unmasked apparently, which is the rage. And guess what? Celebrities can come in and do what they want while we've got people from Victoria stuck in New South Wales that can't get home. I mean, absolute treachery, man, absolute treachery. And I was telling Aaron, the same thing's happening in America now. All of a sudden, Biden's coming in. Have you noticed all the politicians now where they were talking about closing down before? Oh, we've got to open up now. We've got to open up the economy, all because it's Trump's last day. So now they'll open everything up. Oh, look, see what we're doing? We're doing the right thing, and we're getting people's jobs. Yet when Trump was doing it, we've got to close down. We've got to close down. We can't let anyone go anywhere. Yet Cuomo, the cocksucker in New York's now saying, got to open up, echoing the same. But, why wasn't he doing that 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago? Because Biden starts in the presidency tomorrow. Got to make him look good. Got to boost those numbers, boost those jobs. Otherwise, he's going to look like a failure.
Exactly. Jay Craig, are Kimber pistols any good? Yes, they are very good pistols. A bit on the pricey side, but very good. A friend of mine, he does have a very nice Kimber 1911, beautiful gun. It really is. I think the one's a 9mm. So yep, they are nice guns. But yeah, they are very good. And here's Kevin says, yes, Kimber is fine. And Colin, the Democrats are evil. Yes, they are.
Agents of evil, as Yoda said, definitely. Sick, twisted, deluded agents of evil, my friend. And most people like start that. They go, oh, like I don't, not every policy, they've got is bad. Not every policy, but just most of them, 99% of them, 98% of them. But, again, same thing. People talk to me like, I'd admit that when I was 18, I didn't know any better. I followed my parents, probably like most people did. I voted Labor when I was 18, just as I got into guns. But as you get older, I think you just naturally become more conservative. You want more money in your own pocket. You don't want to give away, money to where you don't have to. You want to keep as much money in your pocket as possible because you worked hard for it. Why not?
Yeah, I get asked all the time who to vote for, and I just tell them none of them. I went through a pro-gun guy's Facebook page the other night, and I messaged Jason afterwards. Went back over a year, not one post, even through the election, saying, I am going to fight for your guns. I'm going to get this back for you. I'm going to fight for you. Not once, well over a year, and here he has been in politics for a long time, and not one pro-gun, not one firearms post saying they're going to fight for you personally. No, he didn't even stand up for us. That was just ridiculous. Did say the gun shop closure last year was bad, but that was it. Nothing. Oh man, I'm going to take this all the way to the top and get these shops open. Nothing. It was all about farms and this and all just crap. Whinging about a road that's not good enough, and no, just not good in my eyes. Not good enough. So don't vote for any of them. They're all bloody useless.
Anyway, let's maybe do 3-4 minutes of rapid fire, mate, until we finish off. Let's just smash a few questions, I think. And,
put down in the comment what handguns you actually shoot. What do you own, or what do you shoot a lot? Just tell us. Be interested. We haven't seen many of that of what you actually shoot, and we'll read them out real fast.
Aussie Capitalist says 7 hours until Biden takes the reins. You know what? As much as I hate to see Trump go, this is going to be a very interesting 4 years. But we all knew they were never, ever going to let Trump on Twitter with 88.9 million followers or 89.9 million spend 4 years hacking on the Biden-Harris administration. They just weren't going to allow it. I thought they would have at least waited until he was out of politics. But, hopefully he gets back on social media sooner rather than later. We want to hear from him. What are you doing, man? Like, this is the only part that's disappointed me a little bit. But sometimes I guess you got to know when the game's up. And, I hope he either starts a party or starts cleaning out a lot of these Republicans. And, good luck, Mr. Trump, for the future. Did the best thing. It's just going to be hilarious watching Joe Biden talk to the media where he's screwing up and he can't think straight. And I just can't believe they've actually given this guy the presidency under false pretenses. And whether the Republicans will ever get back in, who knows? If they can rort this election, they can rort the Senate runoff elections in Georgia. The exact same thing happened. All of a sudden at 11 p.m., magically a shit ton of votes for the Democrats, none for the Republicans. Unbelievable. Very, very bad. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We can at least laugh, man, watch the funny videos for 4 years, and hopefully we get a vocal Trump on one of the alternate social media platforms. Let's go quickly, Aaron. We've got 6 minutes.
Okay.
Let's view.
Okay, Happy Hunter. Having trouble reloading 9mm, not chambering in my para. Bought a bulge busting kit with a 9mm. Problem solved. Yep, that's one of the biggest things I find with handguns. People pressing them down, and for some reason they're bulging out a bit and they won't chamber. They are a bit finicky on this. So here we go. What people are shooting, Jason. I'll put them up. You read them out.
All right, CZ 75 9mm. I reckon that'd be nice. Yeah, very nice. What else we got there? Let's have a look. I want to be able to get full-size magazines for my Shadow too. What, you can't get them? Are they banned, or is it you can't get them, not available? Or? 17
rounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, shit gun laws again, guys. Don't vote for the two majors, Greens, Labor, Liberal, or Nationals. I mean, that's just how it goes, really. Smith and Wesson M&P, 2.0. Yeah, man. More good gun. Glock, he's got a P80 Glock. Works great. I haven't seen the P80. Let me have a look at the P80, Aaron. Glock P80.
Is that the new 22?
I don't know, retro style Glock. Actually, that looks plain, so it'd suit me.
Oh, that's their very first Glock. That's the Reed made the very first model.
Yeah, a bit boxy, but still, I don't mind it. Looks nice. Looks nice. Not bad. No frills, which is what I like. Aaron's more bling kind of guy. I'm a no frills kind of guy.
Exactly.
Glock 17, yeah, very good. Don't like the way, you got to get I think the Glock 17, they come with the extended barrel, don't they? I don't like guns with the extended barrel. I prefer the full slide.
That's the Glock 34.
Is it? I thought the 17 had the extended.
Oh, not just like they call it the Glock 17A here, and it's just like 2 millimeters longer, just to come over the the.
Nah.
Yeah.
I like a full slide covering the barrel. Sorry, I'm old school. Not that that's old school. I mean, hey, listen, I get it because you probably buy a normal one, but again, we're in Australia. What do you do? CZ Tactical Sports, love it. Okay, yeah, not bad. I haven't seen that one. I don't know what that one is, but Aaron might know more than me. Sig P320. Very good guns. Yep. Aaron's a big fan of those, I know.
Yeah, a lot of people are shooting the CZs.
Shadow 9mm, always a solid performer, no doubt about it. Been going for a long time. Yeah, what do you got, Roy? Have you got the black one or you got the Fandangled bling one? Let us know. Springfield XDM 9mm. They're not bad for the price, apparently.
Yep. Yeah, they're not too bad. They're made in Croatia.
Glock 17, I mean, it'd be interesting. What would you, before we go, we've got 3 minutes to go, so we'll start finishing up. Maybe we'll say just in the quick comments, what would you buy? If we can't have self-defense, guys. We're not condoning for it, even though we'd love that. But what would you buy if you could? If it was a genuine reason, what would you buy for self-defense? There you go. If you were allowed to in Australia. We're not saying do that. We agree with it, but follow the laws as they currently are. Don't break any laws. Don't do anything wrong. Keep your gun license.
Definitely. Epic Fires redeemed himself. I got kicked out of Willowbank drag strip once for talking crap about John Howard. Okay, that's fair enough.
I think Aaron's got a neighbour that's a John Howard lover too. So
yeah. James.
Ever since you said he wasn't that good, he's sort of given you a wide berth, hasn't he?
Yeah. And he's a gun owner.
Yeah, exactly. How do you get these gun owners that love John Howard? Makes me sick to my stomach. Anyway.
They all think they made lots of money under John Howard. That's
James Smith & Wesson 357 STI. The STIs look pretty nice. I'm sure they're a pretty penny too. 2011 3-gun in 9mm Kimber 1911 and 22 LR. And Ruger Mark III Hunter in 22 LR. Yeah, I'm going to start looking at some. I don't even think I might even pick up maybe a 22, probably sometime in the first 3 to 6 months of this year. I might do it. 11 handguns, all Germans.
Yes, very nice, very nice. I'm just bringing up the handgun stuff here because it's what the show was meant to be about.
M&P 9mm Smith & Wesson 1911 45.
Nice. See, I would look at that M&P 9 or the Sig Sauer P320 for a first gun. I think they're both very good guns.
Anyway, mate, 8:59, last one. Pick a good one. Last one before we go, guys, because I've got to get going.
Okay, well, we haven't heard much about the HK. Peter said the HK P30 compact. Well, in general shooting here, we can't have the compact guns, but the HKs are very expensive over here. But not many. I haven't really seen many people saying they shoot the HK, but they are nice guns. I've shot a 45 and really liked it. A SOCOM, it was great.
Anyway, guys, don't forget we're going to finish off. So don't forget. Oh, we only got 1 thumbs down this time. We forgot to mention that. So wow, and it's weird. Last time we got a bunch of thumbs down, and then all of a sudden they disappeared after 3 days. So we don't know what happened with that. But anyway, it looks like some of you funny cheeky buggers are playing games with us here, which is kind of funny. Give that a thumbs up, a like. We're on 127 now, guys. So if you can pump that up, because apparently they reckon if you pump up the thumbs up, you get more publicity in the algorithm to be, that they push more videos onto other shooters, which is good. You get recommended. So, but we've got all the links in the comments there. We've got the National Shooting Council. Don't forget, guys. Look at Aaron, the cheeky bastards, put shooting stuff 25. But don't forget, guys. The easiest option is AHP 25. Lowercase, join up for $10. Again, those guys have been proven to be doing a pretty good job, which is fantastic. Yep. My links are in there as well. Hit that thumbs up. We've got 132. Oh, see, someone was cheeky. Now it's 0 thumbs down, you cheeky bastards.
Sweet. Well done. Yeah, definitely go check out the NSC. Go check out the NSC for a really good, I reckon the only organisation worth belonging to. So definitely go check them out for $10 for the first year. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong at all. So you want to use the promo code shootingstuff25, all lowercase. It holds a bit more street cred. So definitely go look at that. And you can also find us on the Facebook and Instagram, and of course YouTube, which you're watching right now. So smash that subscribe button.
Before we finish off, one quick thing, maybe next time, maybe that'll be next week's one, guys. We'll talk about relocating. We'll talk. We just forgot about that. I just remembered talk about relocating places to live within Australia to get better hunting opportunities, to be closer maybe to state forests, which maybe states have got public land hunting, which ones don't, which ones have got good amounts of game, from Victoria to Queensland to Western Australia to Northern Territory up Darwin Way, far north Queensland, Tasmania, of course down in South Australia. Plenty of places around, so we'll talk about that next week. I think it'll be a good one about where to move, where because you could have jobs if you want to live in these areas as well. What good big inner city towns you could think about moving to in each state. Let us know, because you guys are going to probably be the big one about that, because I've lived in New South Wales my whole life. Aaron's lived in Queensland pretty much has lived in Queensland his whole life. So you're going to tell us about your states and where to go. So anyway, that's it, mate. Got to finish off.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, JR, as well, for your $5 donation. See you next week, and we will see all of you guys next week. And have a fun and good weekend. And happy Australia Day for next Tuesday as well. Have a great Australia Day. Drink lots, eat lots, and party hard. So we will see you in 7 days' time. Catch you later.